Level 1, the invisible applicant. It starts with a simple click. You're sitting in a dimly lit room, the blue light of your laptop reflecting in your eyes. You're on the official CIA website. To the rest of the world, this is just a government portal. To you, it's the entrance to a world that doesn't exist. You fill out the form. Name, education, work history. Every letter you type feels heavier than the last. You click submit, and then nothing happens. For 6 months, the world moves on. You go to your boring 9 to 5. You buy groceries. You pay your bills. You start to think it was a joke. Until the email arrives. No subject line. Just a time and a location. You fly to Northern Virginia on your own dime. You find yourself in a building that looks like a depressing insurance office. Fluorescent lights flicker overhead with a persistent, low-frequency hum that vibrates in your teeth. The air smells like burnt coffee and industrial floor cleaner. A man in a charcoal gray suit, with eyes that look like they've seen everything and felt nothing, leads you into a small, windowless room. For the next 4 hours, your life is dissected. He doesn't ask about your skills, he asks about your soul. Have you ever betrayed someone who trusted you? What is the one secret you would kill to keep? He isn't looking for a hero. He's looking for a pattern. He's looking for the cracks in your personality where they can pour in their training. Then, they lead you to the box. The polygraph. You sit in a cold, metal chair. Sensors are strapped across your chest to monitor your breathing. Galvanic skin response pads are taped to your fingers to catch the microscopic sweat of a lie. A blood pressure cuff squeezes your arm like a predator's grip. The technician speaks in a monotone voice. The questions are rapid fire. Are you who you say you are? Are you working for a foreign power? Are you afraid? The machine doesn't detect lies, it detects your body's reaction to fear. You feel your heart hammering against your ribs. You wonder if they can hear it. You realize in this moment that your privacy is gone. Your mind is no longer your own. You sweat. You stutter. But you tell the truth because the alternative is a black hole you don't want to fall into. 3 weeks later, a plain white envelope arrives. No return address. Inside, a single sentence. Report to the Dulles parking lot, Zone B at 0400 hours. Welcome to the clandestine service. You are no longer a citizen. You are an applicant, and your transformation has just begun. Level 2. The farm trainee, the parking lot at Zone B is cold. A black bus with tinted windows arrives. No one speaks. You're driven 2 hours south to a place the locals call the farm. Officially, it's Camp Peary. Behind the double, fence perimeter, and armed checkpoints lies 9,000 acres of swamps, woods, and mock cities. This is where the CIA breaks you. For the next 18 months, your name doesn't exist. You are just a number in a file. The day starts at 0500. You run miles through freezing marshes until your lungs burn and your boots are heavy with mud. But the physical pain is just a distraction. The real war is in the classroom. You spend 10 hours a day learning tradecraft, the art of being a ghost. You learn how to spot a tail in a crowded mall. You learn that a man reading a newspaper on a bench isn't just a man, he's a data point. You learn to see patterns that civilians ignore. They teach you to drive like a stuntman J, turns, high, speed escapes, and PIT maneuvers in narrow alleys. You practice in the city, a fake urban environment built inside the base, complete with actors playing foreign agents trying to catch you. If you make a mistake, you don't just get a bad grade, you get burned. And if you get burned too many times, you are washed out. The failure rate is 40%. Some people crack under the isolation. Others realize they have too much of a conscience for this life. Then comes the dark side of the curriculum, psychology. You study the MIC acronym: money, ideology, coercion, and ego. These are the 4 hooks used to make a human being betray their own country. You practice recruitment on instructors who play the role of high-value targets. You learn to find a person's pressure point. Is it their debt, their dying mother, their secret affair? You learn that everyone has a price, and your job is to pay it. The most brutal part is USAR training, survival, evasion, resistance, and escape. They kidnap you in the middle of the night, throw a hood over your head, and toss you into a concrete cell. They blast white noise at 100 decibels for 48 hours. They keep you awake, cold, and hungry. They want to see if you'll talk. They want to see if you can keep your cover story intact even when your brain is screaming for mercy. By the time you graduate, you aren't the same person who filled out that online form. You can pick a lock in 30 seconds. You can disappear in a crowd of 5 people. And you can lie to your own mother without your heart rate moving a single beat. You are handed a badge and a cover identity. You are now a CIA operations officer. The training is over. The deception begins. Level 3. The case officer, you are no longer at the farm. You are in a former Soviet bloc country in Eastern Europe. Officially, you are a political attaché at the U.S. Embassy. You have a diplomatic passport, a boring office, and a name on a list. You attend dull embassy parties, wearing an expensive, itchy suit, sipping lukewarm champagne. But while everyone else is making small talk, you are hunting. Your eyes are constantly scanning the room. You aren't looking for friends, you're looking for assets. An asset is a person with access, a mid-level bureaucrat who sees secret cables, a general who knows troop movements, a scientist who knows too much. To the world, they are professionals. To you, they are targets. Your first target is a man named Victor. He's a high-ranking official in the Ministry of Defense. You've studied his file for months. You know his favorite bar, his mistress's name, and the fact that he has a gambling problem that's spiraling out of control. You don't just walk up to him and ask for secrets. You develop him. You accidentally meet him at a cigar club. You buy him a drink. You become his best friend. For 6 months, you don't even mention the CIA. You just listen. You wait for him to talk about his debts. You wait for the moment his ego feels bruised by his boss. And when the pressure is high enough, you strike. I can help you with your debt, Victor, you say calmly. You slide an envelope across the table. It contains $20,000, more than his yearly salary. You tell him it's just a consulting fee for some unimportant documents. He takes the money, and in that second, he is yours. You have successfully recruited your first asset. Now the real work begins. You spend your nights in dark alleys and basement parking lots. You use dead drops, hiding microchips inside hollowed-out bricks or under park benches, so you never have to be seen with him. You live in a state of constant adrenaline. Every time you leave the embassy, you assume you are being followed. You use SDRs, a surveillance detection routes, driving for 3 hours in circles, checking every mirror, until you are 100% sure the street is dry. You are the puppet master. You are pulling the strings of people who are betraying their own countries for you. You feel powerful, but you also feel the rot. You realize you are a professional liar. You look at Victor, a man who trusts you, and you know that if he gets caught, he will be executed, and you will simply be expelled from the country with diplomatic immunity. You are a case officer. You have a badge, a cover, and a safety net. But the agency has noticed your talent. They want to move you to a level where there is no safety net. Level 4. The Now See the agency offers you a choice, but it's the kind of choice that only has one answer if you want to reach the top. They want you to become an OC, non-official covert. In the world of espionage, this is the ghost tier. You are stripped of your diplomatic passport. You no longer have an office in the embassy. You no longer have a badge. If you are caught, the United States government will look the world in the eye and say they have never heard of you. You are given a legend, a backstory so deep it's practically another life. You are now a management consultant for a fake firm in Dubai, or a logistics expert for an international shipping company. You live in a regular apartment. You pay taxes. You join a local gym. You have a girlfriend who thinks you're just a busy businessman who travels too much. Every word you speak 24 hours a day is a lie. This is the most dangerous job in intelligence. Without diplomatic immunity, if a foreign counterintelligence team picks you up, you aren't going to be expelled. You are going to a basement with no windows. You are going to be interrogated for weeks. In some countries, you will simply disappear into an unmarked grave. Your operations are now off the books. You meet your handlers in third-party countries, Zurich, Singapore, Istanbul. You use encrypted satellite phones that look like regular iPhones. You are recruiting assets that the embassy can't touch: terrorists, black market arms dealers, and corrupt scientists in rogue nations. You are walking a tightrope over a pit of fire. The isolation is what breaks most nose. You can't tell your parents what you do. You can't tell your partner why you wake up screaming. You are completely alone. The only people who know your real name are sitting in a secure room at Langley, and they are thousands of miles away. You start to forget where the legend ends and where you begin. You spend 3 years living as a ghost in Tehran or Moscow. You provide intelligence that prevents a nuclear shipment or identifies a sleeper cell. You are a hero in the shadows, but your reward is silence. You are so good at being a ghost that the agency decides you're ready for the physical side of the war. It's time to trade your business suit for a plate carrier. Level 5. The Saudi paramilitary, you are pulled out of the shadows of the business world and sent to a secret base in North Carolina. Your suit and tie are replaced by a plate carrier and a suppressed HK-416. You have been recruited into the Special Activities Division, SAD, specifically the ground branch. These are the CIA's shadow soldiers. You aren't just gathering information anymore. You are the one sent to fix a situation when diplomacy fails. You go through another 6 months of hell. This is not the farm. This is pure combat. You learn advanced close quarters battle, CQB demolition, and high speed driving under fire. You learn how to call in a drone strike from a tablet while taking cover behind a mud wall. You are trained to operate any weapon on the planet, from an AK-47 to a Russian anti-aircraft missile. Your instructors are former Tier 1 operators from Delta and SEAL Team 6, but now they don't even have names. They are just ghosts. Your first deployment is in a denied area in the mountains of the Middle East. You don't wear a US flag. You have no rank on your shoulder. You grow a long beard and wear local clothes. If you are killed, there will be no military funeral. Your body will be left in the sand, and your death will be listed as a civilian contractor accident. You spend your nights hunting high-value targets, HVTs. You move in the dark using 40,000 panoramic night vision goggles. You breach compounds, clear rooms in seconds, and snatch terrorists before they even wake up. You are the one who enters a country before the regular army even knows there's a war. You build secret alliances with local militias, paying them in stacks of $100 bills to fight your enemies. But this level changes you. You see the collateral damage. You see the drone strikes that hit the wrong house. You see the faces of the people you've had to eliminate to protect the mission. You learn to compartmentalize. You do terrible things in the dark so that the people back home can sleep in the light. You are no longer just a spy. You are a predator. You are a shadow soldier. The agency sees your cold efficiency, and they realize you have the leadership skills to manage more than just yourself. It's time to lead the pack. Level 6. The SOD team leader, you are no longer just a trigger puller. You are now a team leader within the Special Operations Group, SOG. You command a 6-pack, a team of 6 elite operators. Some are CIA career officers like you. Others are former Tier 1 contractors who make 3 times your salary but follow every order you give. You are responsible for their lives, their deaths, and the success of missions that, officially, never exist. Your team is deployed to a collapsing state in North Africa during a violent civil war. The country is a furnace of chaos. Your mission? Locate and secure 15 tons of mustard gas before a local extremist militia reaches the depot. You operate from a safe house that changes every 48 hours. You sleep with your boots on and your rifle across your chest. As a team leader, your weapon isn't just your gun, it's your judgment. You spend your days bribing local warlords for intel and your nights interrogation prisoners in the back of moving trucks. You have to decide, is this informant telling the truth, or is he leading your team into an ambush? One wrong call, and you'll be sending 6 empty coffins back to Virginia. During the final raid on the chemical depot, everything goes wrong. The militia is already there. A massive firefight breaks out in the middle of a crowded city. You have to call in a broken arrow situation, requesting immediate air support in a civilian area. You watch through your thermal optics as a drone strike levels a building across the street. The target is destroyed, the gas is secured, but as you extract, your convoy is hit by an IED. One of your men is down. You have to carry him through a hail of bullets to the extraction bird. The helicopter takes off, and for the first time, you look at your hands. They are covered in your friend's blood. You return to Langley, and you are awarded a medal in a secret ceremony in a basement room. No cameras. No family. Just a handshake from a man you don't know. The weight of leadership starts to crush your spirit. Your knees ache from too many jumps, and your mind is a graveyard of faces you couldn't save. The agency sees that your body is breaking, but your brain is sharper than ever. They realize you're too valuable to lose in a gunfight. It's time to move you from the mud to the mahogany desk. Level 7. The station chief, you are 42 years old, but your body feels 60. Your right shoulder dislocates if you move too fast, a gift from a fall in the Hindu Kush. Your ears ring with a permanent high, pitched whistle from too many nearby explosions. The doctors tell you your field days are over. But in the CIA, when your body breaks, they give you something far more dangerous: command. You are appointed as the chief of station, COS, in a major Middle Eastern capital. You are now the senior, most CIA officer in the entire country. You are a king in the shadows. Officially, you have a high-ranking position in the embassy. You meet with the ambassador every morning for coffee, but everyone knows who really holds the power. While the ambassador handles the speeches, you handle the reality. You manage a staff of 50 officers, case officers, analysts, and tech specialists. You oversee hundreds of local assets. Every secret whisper in the presidential palace, every movement of the local rebel groups, every encrypted message from the street, it all flows through your desk. Your life is now a high-stakes chess game. You spend your afternoons meeting with the head of the local intelligence service. Sometimes they are your allies. Sometimes you know they are secretly funding the very people your teams are hunting. You smile, you shake hands, and you lie. You authorize black ops that could start a regional war if they go wrong. You decide who lives and who dies with a stroke of a pen. But the politics are exhausting. You are caught between Washington, which wants results at any cost, and the local government, which is getting suspicious of unexplained drone strikes in their territory. Your marriage ended years ago. Your kids are strangers who only know you as a boring government employee. You sleep 4 hours a night, staring at the ceiling, wondering if the man you recruited today is the one who will betray you tomorrow. You've mastered the art of the deal, but the agency has a special project that requires a man with no remaining moral boundaries. They need someone to manage a ghost, a place that officially does not exist. It's time to leave the embassy and head into the darkness. Level 8. The Black Site Commander. The agency pulls you out of the public eye completely. They need a ghost to run a ghost. You are appointed as the commander of a black site. This is a facility that doesn't exist on any map. It has no name, only a code. It's located in a remote desert or a forgotten Soviet-era bunker in a country that has been paid millions to look the other way. Inside these walls, the laws of the United States and the Geneva Convention do not apply. Your guests are high-value detainees, terrorist masterminds, couriers who know the location of nuclear materials, and financiers of global chaos. They were never arrested. They were rendered. To the world, they simply vanished. Your job is simple and terrifying: extract the truth. You manage a team of interrogators who use techniques that the lawyers in Washington call enhanced. Sleep deprivation for 180 hours. Stress positions that make muscles tear. Temperature manipulation that brings the body to the edge of hypothermia. You sit behind a one-way mirror, watching the monitors, drinking cold coffee, and deciding when to push harder. You tell yourself it's necessary. You tell yourself that the information you get here prevents another 9/11. You tell yourself these people aren't human. But late at night, in your small, windowless office, the silence is deafening. You start to see the faces of the prisoners in your dreams. You wonder if there's any difference between the monsters in the cells and the man giving the orders. You've lived in the dark for so long that your eyes can no longer handle the light. You have become a master of secrets, a man who knows things that would keep the entire world awake at night. The agency realizes you no longer have a breaking point. You have become the ultimate bureaucrat of the shadows. It's time to head back to Langley. It's time to run the whole machine. Level 9. The division director, you are back at Langley, Virginia. The building where you once walked in as a nervous applicant 25 years ago is now your kingdom. You are the division director. You walk past the memorial wall, staring at the 139 stars carved into the marble, stars representing officers who died in silence. You know the stories behind those stars. Some of them died on operations that you planned. You now oversee an entire region, perhaps the Near East Division or the Counter-Terrorism Center. Thousands of officers report to you. Billions of dollars in black budget. Funds flow through your fingers, money that officially doesn't exist, hidden from congressional oversight. You spend your days in the Situation Room, sitting across from the Secretary of Defense and the National Security Advisor. Your job is no longer to pull triggers, but to sign death warrants. You are the one who briefs the president on covered actions. You recommend targets for drone strikes in countries where the U.S. isn't officially at war. You authorize deny and deceive operations that influence foreign elections or topple governments that threaten American interests. You testify before the Senate Intelligence Committee, giving answers that are technically true, but carefully designed to reveal nothing. You are a master of plausible deniability. You've learned that the truth is a commodity, and you are the gatekeeper. You live in a world of pure abstraction. People aren't people anymore. They are assets, targets, or collateral. Your life is a blur of high-security briefings, encrypted cables, and moral compromises that would horrify the public. You have become a part of the permanent state, a man who knows that presidents come and go, but the agency remains. You have reached the pinnacle. You have all the power, all the secrets, and absolutely no peace. Your reflection in the glass of your high-rise office looks like a stranger. The man who wanted to serve his country has been replaced by a machine that serves the mission. There is only one level left, and it's the one they never tell you about during recruitment. Level 10. The ghost. After 30 years in the shadows, you are told it's over. There is no grand parade. There are no medals given in public. You sign your final non-disclosure agreement, reminding you that everything you've seen, everything you've done, and every life you've taken is a secret you will carry to your grave. If you speak, you go to prison. It's that simple. There is a small ceremony in a windowless conference room at Langley. Maybe 20 people attend. Some are colleagues you've bled with. Others are young officers who look at you with the same hunger you had 3 decades ago. The director hands you a box. Inside is the Distinguished Intelligence Cross, the highest honor the agency can bestow. You can never wear it. You can never show it to your neighbors. It will sit in a shoebox at the back of your closet, gathering dust. You move to a small house in the woods of Virginia or a quiet town in the Midwest. Your pension is generous and your health care is top tier. The government takes care of its own, at least financially, but you are a ghost in a world of living people. You go to the grocery store and stand behind people who are complaining about the price of milk, and you realize they have no idea that the world they live in is held together by the blood and lies of people like you. You can't make friends because friends ask about your past. You can't tell your kids why you wake up at 300 a.m. to check the locks on every door and window. You look at your reflection and you don't see a hero. You see a man who hollowed himself out for a mission that will never be acknowledged. You are the silent star that hasn't been carved into the wall yet. And then, one day, you're scrolling through the internet and you see it. An ad for the CIA, work for the agency, protect your country. You see a young person, full of hope and idealism, filling out that same online form you filled out 30 years ago. You want to reach through the screen and tell them to run. You want to tell them that this life will take everything and give back nothing but secrets. But you don't. You just close your laptop, because you know the machine needs new ghosts. And the cycle, it never ends.